This is the Blood Eagle Podcast with your host, Tyler Lockard and Cale Maven.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are back and at it here at the Blood Eagle Podcast. A lot in store for this episode. Cal, what's going on, brother?
Oh, not much, man. We're just here at the racetrack at Brush Creek Motorsports Complex in Peebles, Ohio. We raced last night, and we got another race today, so we just stayed here.
There you go.
Yeah, fun times.
Yeah, that's, here at Blood Eagle, we'll stay right at the track. We don't care. We don't care.
That's right.
But, so how did last night go?
Last night we had 24 legend cars here, and I qualified 6th out of 24. And when we race at Brush Creek, you got the impound rule, so the top 10 had to be impounded till feature time. So I ended up having a radiator hose clamp that broke. It was leaking antifreeze out, so they let me fix that, so that was good. Get that going and started third in the feature and running third for a long time. And driver made a stupid move and spun it out, but then got back going and come back up to 7th. So I was not happy with that, but thankful I didn't put it out again because it was real dry.
Yeah. So you ended up coming back up to? What'd you say?
I came back up to 7th.
Seventh.
Yeah. The car was good though, man. It was just real slick.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that's it. Well, hey, you can. Now you just got to finish better than 7th tonight.
That's right. That's our goal.
Yeah.
And my buddy Levi that runs with us, he was in a different feature than me, and he ended up finishing 8th. So that was one of his best runs ever. And he looked real good. He looked really good, considering this is only like his 6th race ever.
Yeah.
So he's progressing, and that's good to see.
Yep. That's what whenever me and him talked, that's what I told him. I said, well, from where you're at now, because it was like the second race. I said, where you're at now to where you're going to be at in the middle of the season is going to be completely different. I said, so, and that's it. Right. You just got to take it, one race at a time. Learn.
Right.
Always learning, especially right now and where he's at. I mean, heck, I'm still learning. I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
So I mean, you've been doing it for a little while. You're still learning.
Yeah, exactly. They got here at Brush Creek tonight. They got a big $10,000 to win late model show tonight. So that's kind of why we stayed over. So because they're going to have us as the support class.
Yeah.
So we just stayed over in the motorhome tonight just to hang out and getting our cars back ready to go, and we're pretty much ready to go. So,
heck yeah.
But I know we were off Memorial Day. You and I were, but rainouts and stuff like that. So did you have a good Memorial Day?
Yeah. Well, I rebuilt a car, so I didn't rebuild the one that got wrecked, but that one's in the junkyard. But I ended up taking all my stuff out of my old one and putting it in my backup car. But that's all I did was work. So I just worked on race cars. How was your Memorial Day?
Oh, it was good. A lot of family time and stuff since we were rained out, and that was nice. And so, but at least you got some good time to get that car back together. And didn't you take it out this weekend?
I did. I took it out Friday.
Awesome.
Started 4th in the heat, finished 2nd. We not only did I have a new car, but I had a complete new setup in it, and it's because the car was real tight. My 4-door, it was real tight, so I ended up changing a bunch of stuff, and then we made it too loose on Friday, so I ended up having some bad luck on Friday. But then we went Saturday to Marion Center, and I made a change on the car and tightened it up just enough, and was able to really kick it in the heat race, which it will be on the Facebook page. People can go check it out. The car was nice. All that hard work that we put in, kind of pay off in the heat. because that's what we're looking for. And in a feature, ended up starting fourth because they inverted 4. So I started on so I started fourth, and then about 3 laps in. Well, 1 lap in, I was in second. Then 3 laps in, I was underneath the leader and getting ready to make some moves. And it was grinning ear to ear, and the car started messing up a little bit. That's the problem now. We just got all the bugs and everything worked out of the other car before it got totaled, and now we moved everything. Now there's stuff that that we might overlook, or just because like we must have had a hairline crack in the fuel rail, and I didn't notice it from the wreck, and it just cracked on me, and then kind of blew up, and it was leaking fuel, and
Right.
it was all that crap. So I mean, because really, the only thing I could save out of my old car was the motor and the wiring harness. Everything else, the roll cage, transmission, all my motor mounts. It was all pretty. It was all junk. Actually, the hit was so hard it stripped out bolts for one of my mounts on my passenger side. Like one of the main mounts,
Wow.
it stripped the bolts right out of the block. So yeah, it was a hard hit for sure, and was able to luckily I had that car. That's all I gotta say. So I sat
Yeah,
at the
or you'd be
bone.
out for a lot longer than you wanted to be. But
Yeah. Yep.
well, that's good. I mean, I'm glad everything's coming together. Yeah, you got now this new car you got to take out and shake down a little bit. So it might take a few weeks to get the bugs worked out, but hey, heading in the right direction.
Yeah, we're definitely in the right direction. Now we got the car handling the way that we wanted. So the way how I wanted it, so the handling's down now. I don't even got to talk about that no more. And then now we just got to get the mechanical things done. And what's hilarious is before my car wouldn't handle it all, but mechanically it was fine. Now the car handles mechanically it ain't. So maybe I'll just deal with a tight car. So
There you go.
oh boy, but yeah. So that's about it. Anything? Well, since we've been off for so long, anything new with you?
I don't think so. I mean,
Just the same stuff, different day.
yeah, just working and hanging out with the family a lot and racing as much as I can. So
Yeah.
just having a lot of fun
There we
doing
go.
this sport.
There we go. But we actually have a guest, someone who I've known of him. We not really that we talk that much, but I know me and him have ran a lot back in the day. He's still in it. He's doing a bunch of cool stuff, making me jealous. But he's a real good guy. I have talked to him a few times. So I got my buddy Shawn Hadden here on hold, waiting on the phone. I know we are doing this in like kind of segments. Cale is at the track, so it's gonna be me just interviewing him. But it is here we go. Let's get old Shawn on here. Now on the phone, we got my buddy Shawn here. Shawn, how's it going, man?
No, not bad. Not bad. Just getting stuff, straightened up from last night and everything, get her ready for next weekend.
Oh, there you go. Now for our listeners, me and you used to race back in, I know the late 2000s, because you used to race an Ultima back in the day, right? Wasn't it?
Yep, 2000,
yeah.
half the season 2007 and 2010.
Okay, yep, for sure. So why don't you go ahead and tell the listeners here, the background on racing, how long you really actually been around, racing and stuff, and all that stuff.
Well, I got into it in 2007 in my own car. Probably a couple years before that, we went to Marion Center. Me, my mom, my stepdad, just in the stands, to watch my stepdad's nephew build a pure stock for his senior project there, and we went and started watching him, and got me interested in it. And then when I turned old enough to get a job and save up to buy my own car, I bought a 4-cylinder in 2007 and started my season. But since then, it hasn't really haven't had a real great season. Halfway 2007, my car blew up, and I didn't really have the money to fix it, so I set out. And then 2009, I bought a pure stock. It was just a cheap $1,000 car to get in track, and it had some issues, so it really wasn't that good of a season. And then 2010, I went back to four-cylinder, and that was when I got my first feature win at Mercer. And I actually got DQ'd from it because they didn't allow recap tires, and I was running them, so that was kind of interesting. But after 2010, the middle of 2010, I was up at Clearfield, Central PA, the big track there, and coming out of four, I was on the top side, and a guy got into me and put me up on the wall, and actually pushed me down the wall, and in my rear of my car at the flag stand, and I spun around and landed on a car coming to one, and that junked that car. So that was the end of that. And then I set out until 2017. That's whenever I made it to B8 in the late models. And again, didn't go very well the second race out. Guy spun somebody at the flag stand at Thunder Mountain, and I come out wide open and hit him. And that was a big deal there. Had to get the car clipped and the motor gone over and bent the rear end and junk shocks. And right after we got that back together, a couple races, the O-ring, the little gasket fell off, the rubber gasket fell off my air cleaner. I didn't know it, and we were practicing at Thunder Mountain, and it was dusty, and it sucked in a lot of dirt, and it actually took my rings out, so we pulled the motor out and had it freshened, and that's when I sold it. And then 2019 is I bought the Neons I'm running now, and I've actually had a pretty good success with those so far.
Yeah, for sure. I would say, you've been definitely busting that tail end here of as recently. I didn't know actually you went, because me and you got into it at the same time. You got into it in 07, so did I. And then, but you're a little older than I am. But I didn't know you jumped into pure stock and got back out. But I do remember hearing about that wreck up in Clearfield. Was that at AMP?
No, that was when the big track, whenever they turned the half mile back into dirt.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, I do remember hearing about that or seeing pictures or something like that. I don't know, pretty crazy. But I know for a fact this year you went down Bristol, and I tell you what, I was rooting for you. I was watching, and you were sticking right with them guys. I mean, with those VTECs and those cavies, they can produce a lot of power. But one thing with the Neon, depending on what you're running, you got a lot of torque and stuff. So smaller tracks, you can really use that to your advantage. But tell us about your Bristol experience and how that all played out.
Oh, it was definitely an experience. It was definitely something cool. I actually had my car geared for 104 mile an hour down there. But I definitely didn't expect to do as good as I did,
Yeah.
Like you said, run against those Hondas and stuff, My car only made 205 horsepower, 190 foot-pounds of torque on the dyno.
Yeah.
Compared to those guys running, high 200s. So we started fifth in the heat race, and by the time we came to one, I was battling for the lead. And lap 3, my hub broke, and luckily, the ride wasn't wilder than what it was. I was able to save it.
Yeah.
And we put a new spindle and stuff on for the pre-feature, and something ended up being screwed up, and the tire was, really cockeyed. So that slowed me down a lot. And then my little hood pin come out, so my hood was popped up, and, that kind of speed, that takes a lot away from you.
Yeah.
So that didn't end up very well. But, hey, we brought the car home in one piece, and I got to experience. That was a big thing.
Yeah. I know that track was eating a lot of motors up.
Yeah.
From what I heard, it was there was guys changing 2-3 motors down there. A guy that I know down in Maryland, he went down, and heck, I think he went out for practice, blew it up. When he kept having all kinds of bad luck. He went through like 3 of them. But that was dude, I was jealous, man. That's super cool. You were able to go down there and like I said, bust that tail end. Really, I mean, that was neat to see, and whenever I got back into it last year. So I've been out since like 2012, and then because you know how it is. You already said it. You totaling cars, wrecking stuff. It sucks. So, whenever I got out of it in 2012, and I wanted to get back into it, I almost didn't go in neon because I'm like, man, you think they're out? Because we've been running them things for 20 years. Really. So
yeah, definitely. They used to be popular back in the day, but they kind of played it out there for a while.
yeah,
I mean, people open their eyes up. Like, I hate to say it, but Hondas are definitely cheaper to build. I'm a stock. You make what our neons make built.
yep, yeah,
but
for sure.
I got a good deal on the cars I got. That's why I run them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't.
And I know more about them.
Yeah, that's the main thing. That's exactly what I said when I got back into it. If you're working on the car by yourself, you don't got to be on forums looking or calling people. Hey, what's wrong? You kind of already know. And
exactly. Yep.
When it comes to those Hondas and those Acuras, when you got to relearn everything, it makes the experience just as hard because you already went through that phase. So I mean,
Yep.
you're showing everybody, giving people like me hope. Going down midway down there, doing great. And
that was another trip. I almost didn't even make it.
Well, yeah, go ahead and tell us what. So for the listeners, what you heard on the last podcast, we were talking about the SCDRA races coming up. There was one at what was it, West Virginia Speedway, or I can't remember. But then the other one was at Midway, and so Shawn actually ended up heading down Midway. But I saw on Facebook you were on the fence about even going. So tell us about your trip to Midway.
Well, I decided I was going to just take the weekend off, and I'm building that bus as a hauler there, so I was going to work on it and stuff. But then, of course, got the itch, being we didn't get the race at all. So we loaded up, and I actually borrowed my buddy's truck because mine's running a little rough right now, and I didn't trust it to go that far. We loaded up, wanted to leave 8 o'clock Sunday morning, and we headed out and got about 45 minutes away, and I realized I forgot something, so I had to turn around and come back. That killed some time, and then on our way up, the transmission started getting hot in the truck. I almost turned around, didn't even finish making the trip, but we probably pulled over 3 times to let it cool down, and we made it out there and everything. Track was pretty cool, but, man, I went out for practice, and everybody's telling me to gear, higher speeds, and I put bigger tires on, and I went out for practice, and I just sucked. Like, I felt I was slow, and I didn't like the track, and I thought I was just going to be a bad night, so I changed some stuff and went a smaller tire and put a little stagger in the front end to help me turn, and went out for qualifying. I felt faster, but I wasn't quite sure that I was fast enough. And then Rob, that runs the SCDRA, he come out and he's like, "You qualified 12th out of 59 cars." He's like, "You'll start outside pulling at 16." I'm like, "Wow, maybe there's some hope." So we started on the outside pull beside a Civic hatchback there, and was able to get the jump on them, and we end up winning the heat race. And the winners of each heat redrew a pill, and I was the last one. And when I come in, he said, last heat there was one pill left, and just happened to be the pull pill. So it was cool to start in the pull, but I would rather have the outside, being that's an outside lane track. You got to run right against the wall. But I was able to get squeezed up in the second there before they freight trained me. And the leader, he took off. I mean, he pulled straight away lead on me there. And a little ways into the race, they started getting a lot of traffic, and my car started getting better, and I chased him down. Probably pulled almost straight away on the rest of the field, me and him. And I actually got by him one time, and a lap car got in my way, and he got me back. And I reeled him back in, and we come into one. I was on this tail there, and I just happened to see a car right in front of him. Lap car blew up. I seen flames come out from under it, and he clobbered him, and I slammed on the brakes, and I ended up running into him. And got me a flat tire. So if that wouldn't have happened, I think if we would have kept the race going, I think I would have passed him. But even with that happening, he busted up pretty bad, so I would have inherited the lead. But it ended up giving me a flat tire, so that was ended our night. But I was pretty happy with being able to run with those guys.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's especially when you're going to those series races, and there's guys that. It's not like your local track. You know what I mean. Your local track on the weekend, where you got a few guys. Now, everybody out there. So if you took the best of everyone, the top 3, top 5 of every track, everyone's going there for the money. So the competition is crazy, and for you to be able to do that in a I don't know what year your car is, but a 96, 97 neon. You know what I mean? It's pretty.
Yeah, yeah,
It's awesome, dude. It's awesome, and that's like I said. That's what because I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, since I have a neon, I watched you because whenever I see the videos, I'm always looking for you because I'm trying to see. Okay, where would I roughly be? Maybe 4 or 5 cars
right.
back, but where would I be? Or,
Huh?
whatever. So, but
Yeah, you never know.
yeah, that's it, and because that goes to show, where roughly I'd stack up. Is it worth my time? Well,
Right.
Shawn's out there; he's kicking ass. So maybe I need to load up and go
Yeah.
out. So
Yeah, and you ever need any help or have any questions, don't be afraid to get a hold of me. I'll help you, best I can.
oh yeah,
I'm not afraid to tell,
yeah, I know.
what I got and everything.
Yep, that's it. Actually, you helped me out. So in the middle of winter there, or right towards the end, I was having problems with my wiring harness, and you were walking me through it. So
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah, so that was much appreciated because when you're a one-man show trying to do everything, sometimes
Oh.
you need a hand.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So,
That's
but
for sure.
what made you? The one question I definitely wanted to ask you because I pretty much ask all four-cylinder guys, especially if you were in another class and you got out of that class because you ran late models. I don't know if you still have yours. I haven't seen no pictures of it as of recently.
No, if I end up actually, the guy gave me, a heck of a offer I couldn't refuse on it, so I got rid of it.
So what made you want to steer away from that and go and run, the four-cylinder class?
Well, late models are fun. They're awesome to drive. You get a lot more, notice out of them. But just I work away all week, and like you said, doing a one man deal, it's hard to keep up with them. Maintenance and there's a lot to learn on them. Like I know a lot on as far as going to the track and making adjustments because I've helped out guys with late models. But as far as in the garage doing full setups and scaling and stuff, I haven't a clue. And it's hard, everybody's so busy, it's hard to get somebody to help you. And it's just, with working away, the 4-cylinder, if I don't break nothing, I can come home and I can even leave it on the trailer, and you don't have to go over head to toe, and I burn 2-3 gallon of fuel a night, in the 4-cylinder compared to the late model. That's not a big deal, but it's nice, not have to, dish out $160 a tire, and put a couple tires on every, couple races. Yeah, it's just, less stress, you go to the track, you have fun, you do decent, you don't have to work on 24/7. It's just the point of having fun,
Yeah.
Sometimes people forget about that and they, make it to where it's just stress.
Yep. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay. People ask me all the time, like, why don't you run the late model? Why are you 4-cylinder? I'm like, because I have fun,
Yeah.
It doesn't stress me out, I don't have to worry, and that if something breaks, I'm not spending a crap ton of money to fix it.
Yeah, and especially now that because hey, you know how it was back in 09, 2010, 11. Dude, at Marion Center, we used to win hats. So
yeah, right. Yeah, $50 is the win. Now you're $200-$300. I hate to say it's not for making money, but if you have a decent car, you can run top 3 every night if you don't get broke. Like every night I've raced this year, I've finished in top 3 except for Bristol, and I've made enough to pay my way in, pay my girlfriend's way in, pay fuel for the truck, pay fuel for the car.
Yep.
Like I pretty much race for a night free.
Yeah, and that's that's
and that's another thing is with the late models. 4-cylinders, people don't realize, but they're getting bigger, and there's a lot more coming for them, like these big money races, Bristol, Eldora is going to be running them. Like if I stayed in late model, I'm not big enough. I don't have big enough help, enough help to do that kind of stuff, have that kind of chances.
Yeah.
To do stuff like that.
Yep. It's when you're running late models and stuff, that's a job. That's your second job for sure. And and if you're going to travel and try to do stuff that you're doing now, like in this series, in the SCDRA series, if you try to do that in a late model, like there's guys out, that you're going to go against. That is their job. They're not away all week. You know what I mean? Out, cutting trees or whatever. So they're sitting in there, practicing, traveling around, racing every night. So it would just be way too hard. And I understand where you're coming from there. Like I said, I know for me, I saw, wow, I know these cars a little bit, and because I run them for so long, and dude, there's money in it now, So It's
Right.
it's so it's pretty cool. But what's your plans for like this year? What are you looking? Are you looking to go to Eldora?
It depends. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna talk to my boss, my supervisor, and see what the chances are of me getting off for it. So that'll kind of determine whether I go out or not. I'd like to go out just for the experience, but
Yeah.
as of now, I'll probably just kind of stick local. And if I'm happen to be off work on next weekend's that SCDRA race at Thunder Mountain, and I doubt I'll be home from work. But if I happen to make it home from work, I'll race it. But pretty much right now, I'm second in points at Hummingbird, and I enjoy the track. But I mean, I'd like to go back to Marion Center some, but yeah, right now it's just pretty much Hummingbird.
Yeah. Actually, last night, I couldn't believe it. I mean, so we at Dog Hollow, because I'm down here by like Evansburg, you know what I mean, stuff. So Dog Hollow is real close, and Marion Center ain't that far. So,
Right.
what I couldn't believe is, as you know, we always used to run last. Dude, we ran second on Friday, second on Saturday. Like I'm out of there by
wow.
10 o'clock. I mean, it was
Right.
awesome. Normally, it wasn't a late night.
Yeah, that's cool, And what I think a lot of tracks should start doing is, they should start giving guys credit for, like, if you don't have very many cautions. Like, say the four-cylinders run, they only have, like, a caution or something, compared to other classes, Like, award them. Start them, closer, not in the back. Don't start them last. Start them up, run a class or something in front of them so the track gets a little bit ran in. But, don't start them last.
Yep. Yeah, that's.
I know, like Hummingbird, a couple of times we went caution free or had a caution, and they started us first or second, and rewards of that,
Oh,
for a
really?
clean race.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. That's super cool. That's it. Yeah. So it's nice to see. I mean, I everybody now. Like I said, for the fans. I mean, me personally, I can relate. Everybody can relate to the front wheel drive 4-cylinder class because a lot of especially younger guys or or anyone they drive what I'm racing on the road. Probably not anymore, but you know what I'm saying. Like especially if you got a Honda or something. Oh, look, there's a Honda out there. You can relate to it more. You can't really relate to the to the late models or anything like that. Even though everyone likes the speed and stuff, but I know last night they had that Thunder Mountain Marion Center kind of mix up, and it was caution fest. It was pretty rough. So, but the track wasn't bad, which was pretty good. But yeah, it's nice to see that the owners and the everyone at the track is starting to notice that actually the 4-cylinders are the backbone of this sport.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, there's a lot of them around, and like I said, even though they're starting to pay a little bit better, but still, they make quite a bit off us,
Yep. There's only a $25 difference between us and the pure stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. For like winning.
Yeah, they
wise.
came a long way.
Yeah. So. Yeah, pretty crazy. But so you're looking so for this weekend coming up here, what's your plans if you can get off work? You're gonna try to make Thunder Mountain the SCDRA race?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the car ready today and have it on the trailer. That way, if I happen to make it home in time, I'm gonna try to get over there to that. But if not, we'll probably be at Hummingbird Saturday.
You're gonna be at Hummingbird Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Up there battling with Joyner.
Yep, Joyner and Wayne Truitt.
Yep. Heck yeah, man. That's cool. Well, hey, we appreciate you coming on, and we'll definitely have you back on, later in the season to, talk about how your season and stuff was going. I think so. Me and Cale, unfortunately, Cale's at the track right now, so he wasn't able to make the call, but, I appreciate you coming on and talking with us about racing and all that stuff, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Well, hey, I'll make sure I stay in touch with you and everything and see how everything's going.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
All righty, we'll see you.
Yep, bye.
And that was Shawn Hadden, everybody. It's awesome to have him on here. Sucks Cale couldn't make it to to help with the interview and talk to him and see what he's been up to. And that was I'm so happy he was able to make it on the show. Our first guest that actually we didn't know. Well, you didn't know.
Right.
So,
But, I mean, that. We're still in the learning stages of getting all this podcast stuff going. So I imagine over the next few weeks or months, we'll get it lined out where we can learn how to start doing these things remotely, like we are today. So,
well,
hey,
that's
I appreciate you doing that interview with him. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, that was it was awesome, and it was what sucks is especially you being we're already apart, so it's not bad when it's right now, but when you're at the track and stuff, we got to we're on a budget here, so we're a budget podcast, okay. Now you'll definitely I'm going to share some stuff the post he makes and what he's got going on, so everybody can stay up to date with Shawn. And like I said, he gives us Neon guys hope for sure. Definitely one of the fastest, if not the fastest Neon in my area, and he travels all around and shows everybody why that statement's true. And it was
that's great.
Yeah, super awesome. And he's the kind of guy he'll help you. So he does not care. He like he said in the interview, he's in it for the fun. We all are at some point. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, that line gets squirrely or gray. It really depends on the more struggles you have. It doesn't become fun anymore because now you gotta start getting results. But that was cool for him to come on here and talk with us and stuff. But
we appreciate him coming on. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I told him we'll have him back on mid season.
Yeah, check on him, see how you're doing.
Yep, check on him. See how his season has progressed, and
that's great.
All that stuff. So I know I'll probably be battling with him here. I know probably at Hidden Valley because I think Hidden Valley's on a Saturday. I know he has a tough work schedule, but So
you're going to be racing against him, son?
Yeah, probably. He said he'd like to come down
cool.
Marion Center, and that's where I'm at. So he said
that's cool. That's cool.
He's racing for points though up at Hummingbird. So I don't know how much.
How
much time he'll come down Marion Center, but it'll be cool to battle. It wouldn't be our first rodeo because we used to run back in the day, so it wouldn't be the first go around. So it'd be cool, but So I know. Really, I don't got much news. I know this weekend coming up, Thunder Mountain Raceway, the SCDRA series is going to be up there. I believe it's $2,000 to win.
You going?
I'm gonna try. We're gonna see what we can figure out and try to make it up there. And then, but if we don't make it up Friday, we're going to be there Saturday, Marion Center, $1,000 to win. And, hopefully that's going to work out in our favor. I know I'll definitely be at Marion Center. It's just Thunder Mountain. I'm not sure. That's what this is what I tried to avoid for so many. I'm still working out bugs when the race is here. When the series is here, I'm still working out bugs, and I don't want that. So, before that 4-door was fine. But now it's all, you know how it is.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. That's all really for news. We just got the SCDRA up in Thunder Mountain, $1,000 Marion Center. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. That's about it. What do you got down your way?
Our series is off next weekend, and then the next weekend we're here at Brush Creek again. But it's going to be a roval, a dirt road course. So it's going to be interesting, but I have to miss that race. My stepdaughter is running for Miss Ohio, and so I'll be at that with her and cheering her on, and hopefully she can pull it off this year. She with the COVID and all that stuff last year, they didn't get to do it, so they're getting to actually have their pageant this year, so that's going to be cool. So I'll be there rooting her on, and then at the end of the month, that Saturday, which we'll talk about, coming up before then. But my next race will be at Portsmouth Raceway Park in Portsmouth, Ohio, which is the closest track to me. So that'll be cool.
Yeah,
So,
it'll be nice to finally not have to drive 2 hours to, it's right down the road.
Right, exactly.
So that'll be cool. I know, yeah, I don't know what I was going to say there. It's been, it's been a rough day. It's been a rough day, but nah.
Yeah.
That's it.
If people need to check out one of our friends, First Guardian, we had him on a few weeks ago. Gold Dement. His business is kind of taken off now, so since he's been on, so we kind of got that. Just kind of help him promote his deal. So
yeah, it was awesome to have him on.
I ordered mine, so that's getting all that. I should have my sticker in pretty soon, so that'll be cool.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. We saw that. Like I said in the last, actually when he was on, that's why you got to have that kind of stuff. If you're by yourself at the track, I know my neck and head, and I was kind of sore and beat up a little bit after that wreck. Well, if you're by yourself and you imagine to hit your head or something, and or something's broke or whatever, it's good to have that First Guardian. So definitely check him out on Facebook. And I know we shared his page on the Blood Eagle Racing page, so make sure you check that out. But yeah, so well, I think that's going to be it for this show.
Yeah, good job, Tyler, and thanks for interviewing. What was his name?
Shawn. I know you weren't here. So,
I wasn't here.
Yeah,
Shawn.
Yes, Shawn Hadden. Yeah, Shawn Hadden. Yeah, so
I wish I could have been there. That'd been cool.
Yeah, we're gonna get it figured out. Yeah, we'll get that figured out. So I'm gonna let that one slide this time. Just don't let it happen.
You're gonna let me slide on that one.
Yeah, don't let it happen again, though.
Golly.
All right, everybody. That's gonna be it for this episode of the Blood Eagle Racing Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Worldwide.
Thanks for listening to the Blood Eagle Podcast.